Okay, so in this video, I'm going to take the Misty 2 robot from Misty Robotics and actually attach like a sports cam onto her head, and I'm just going to put her into a dark place, like a dark room or a house that's with all the lights turned off. And then I'm going to let her go around using kind of the basic roaming skill that I've developed so far. Kind of just check the footage and see what happened without going and interfering too much. So that's kind of what this experiment is, just to see how she does roaming kind of in a dark room by herself. Okay, so like I said, I just stuck this sports cam on top of Misty's head. I feel a little bit bad about it, but it's just to buy me some time before I learn how the other cameras and sensors work. So I have a bunch of sports cams. I don't have a GoPro, but and it just turned out that this one fit the best. So I actually used the mount from this Sony, which is this Sony cam, because it actually fit, like it actually kind of, the shape fit right there. There's like a little bit of curve, and then here too it fit really well. Fit really well right there also. And then it's a little bit curved for a helmet, so it fit Misty's head perfectly. So the camera I ended up using was this JVC Addiction, I think that's how you say it. And it was just because it's okay. It's not as good as this TomTom was the one I really wanted to use. The quality's a little bit better in this one, but this just happened to be the one that fit really well. So yeah, the way this works, since this little door's in the back, I can just charge with the USB cable, and it works out pretty well. And then there's Misty's charging pad. Okay, so one thing I did is just my first kind of roaming skill. I had Misty's head moving kind of randomly once in a while, just to give the skill a little more like personality. And I decided for this one, since I want her kind of roaming around but also filming, I wanted her head to kind of pan more. So before I do the kind of roaming in the dark thing, I wrote a skill just called head pan, a separate skill. That way I could test the code that makes her head kind of go from left to right. It's not perfect, but I got something going. Okay, so this is the separate skill I wrote, kind of to turn her head left and right, to pan left and right. So if you haven't done this yet, you go to sdk.mistyrobotics.com/skill-runner, or you choose the skill runner tab, and then I'm just gonna choose install JavaScript, and then I'm gonna upload my skill. So I'm going to go to choose files, and then I wrote one called head pan, and it consists of the JavaScript file, the code itself, and then also the JSON configuration file for the skill. Okay, so I'm going to choose those two. And it says skill successfully updated, and then you see head pan. I'm sorry, you see head pan right there. So I'm going to say start skill.
Wow. Ah. Wow.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to do. Also, in my code, in my skills, I'm still inserting a lot of pausing just for kind of for safety, so I get a better feel for the motors and stuff. Okay, so I'm done combining the code from the head panning skill with just my basic driving, roaming skill. So the next thing is to actually just find a dark place and then let Misty start roaming around and try not to interfere, and then just check her film footage from the sports cam to see how she did. Alright, let's go do it.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Okay, so you saw what happened. It was going really well. I was really pleased with the way her head was moving and with the flashlight. And of course, it's still low light, so it's real grainy, especially with that camera. But then she kind of clipped something in the hallway, and then that made her back up. And then that's the problem I'm having right now with this skill, is that sometimes she'll be going forward, she'll hit an obstacle, so she'll back out, but then there's not enough room, like her back will be up against the wall or something. And then I think what's happening is the rear time of flight is getting activated with just the normal hazard system. So then that callback keeps getting called back over and over for the hazard notification. So I know you can disable it. So if I was going to disable it, I would probably disable the rear time of flight. But I'll see if I can figure something else out. Either that, or maybe there's just not enough space. I was kind of hoping she'd go down into a different hallway. And originally I was going to go to a cooler place, like my gym, when it's totally empty and totally dark. But right now it's kind of hard to go anywhere. But other than that, I was pretty happy with the head movement and stuff. And one thing with Misty is I'm trying not to cheat too much. I know with some of my other robots I've done like cute little scripted videos, because I mean at every level any robot is kind of an animatronic also, so you can kind of make these cool little films. But I'm trying with Misty to kind of have like real real testing, that way the code like actually really improves and stuff. And anyway, I was pretty happy with the test. I mean, I could redo it and get a better result, but for now that's good enough, to keep moving forward. So all right, that's it for this one.